Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim who are tuning to these videos. And in this video, it's going to be a response to the elder Manatazakba. His YouTube channel is GMS South Carolina 08. And as the title reads, it says, I was reported at my job for being a Hebrew Israelite. And that's something that you have to have in consideration when you're in this walk, when you have your hand on the plow, is that people are going to look at you a certain way. It's going to be from your household even, and then people from your work, that they're going to see that you guys are out there pretty much inciting violence, supposedly. But the thing is, though, is that, in this ministry, we teach that we're supposed to be blameless, and that we can't bring anything to charge in this ministry, like how you got all these other agents out there. They're pretty much wearing their fringes everywhere they go, and then committing heinous crimes. Like, I believe it was a member from IUIC who was trying to solicit somebody for services, and then pretty much the altercation happened. And when the cops were on the scene, they were asking eyewitnesses of who this person was that committed a crime, and they all said that he had these things on his shirt that they were pretty much the fringes. So like in this ministry, even when you're not blamed, you have to be that in that blameless mindset, because the only thing that anybody in this world, like your coworkers, your boss, or your family members at that, should be able to blame you for is to being in this ministry and believing in Yahweh Pashem Yahweh Shai and keeping the commandments and bidding those to the marriage. We can't be doing anything on the outside, whether it be like some grimy stuff, like some gangster stuff, or you're out there doing things that you're not supposed to be doing. The scriptures say that we're supposed to abide by the laws of the land where we dwell in. So we pretty much have to pay our taxes, be upstanding citizens, not only for this society in this world where Esau is ruling, but also in the eyes of Yahweh Pashem Yahweh Shai, because he's seeing everything that we're doing. So you have to be at your utmost best behavior, even if you don't want to go to your job. You're working for an Edomite, however it may play out for anybody listen to these videos. You have to be that person who's blameless. Matter of fact, you're supposed to be the one who sticks out in the sense of, like, when a person questions or is questioned about you, they can only bring good things to your name. Like, he's an upstanding guy, he comes to work early, and like he's very nice, and he whenever someone is coming up to him, he gives soft answers, because the scriptures teaches us how to deal in this world. Like, actually, I want to read this first precept here. This is Matthew 10:16. It says, Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So knowing this this truth and being in this ministry, that's one of the things that you have to recognize, is that we have to be blameless. Yeah, we're out there on the highways and hedges, we're cursing out so-called white man, and saying that Yahweh Shai is going to return and destroy society, but we're not going to partake in that. We're only commanded to bid those to the marriage and tell Esau, prophesy against Mount Seir about those things. Other than that, we're really just going to work, and we're doing what the Lord commanded us to do, which is to be upright, even when we're not out there on the highways and hedges. And that's being wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. Like I quoted recently, there's a scripture pretty much that a soft answer turneth away wrath. And those are predicaments that you're going to find yourself in, whether it's at camp or in your day-to-day lives, even maybe at your household. That the scriptures have to be applied in your everyday walk. There's situations where police will pull us over, and they're very irate, because we know about how Esau rolls in the society. They're looking for any and everything to pin something on you. But in this ministry, now that you're a part of it, you can't have anything be pinned on you. It's like that's that mindset you have to have. That pretty much you have a clean slate. And I can speak for other brothers. Sometimes it's a little hard. You'd want to just slack off and do what you want to do, but you have to pretty much go through those trials and tribulations. Whether it's your work or people around you, you have to be an upstanding individual. We pretty much we pay our taxes here at Great Millstone, and we don't cut corners. We're not sleazeballs, if you will. So one precept I want to read also here is in Matthew 24:10. It says, "And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall arise, and shall deceive many, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." So with this mindset, people are going to try to get you down and put you out of the way. And being a part of this ministry, that puts a target on you in a sense. And it's like they're gonna try to bring up your offense, so called, that what you do on the weekends is uncalled for, and you shouldn't have your job, or whatever the situation plays out. But that ultimately, that's one of those trials and tests of your faith. Like I remember when the apostles of Great Millstone, they were arrested because of after 9/11. A lot of these people were pretty much saying that these guys were inciting violence, and they were in cahoots with all these people that were, everything that was happening during, that time frame, 9/11. That a lot of those members from the old school got arrested. And I remember it was Apostle Har. He was saying that there was a person to his right and to his left, and but while they were arrested, one of the persons, I forget the individual's name, but he pretty much was questioning Apostle Har at the time about why they were going to jail. But pretty much, you're in this ministry, you have to understand that you're going to be persecuted, some more than others. Some will have to face jail time, some will have to face getting fired. Like if you watch the rest of this video from the elder brother Manatazakba, this individual emailed this one of the brothers' boss, trying to get him fired, pretty much trying to take out his livelihood, because ultimately, this is really a big offense, because it goes against this world, this doctrine that we bring out, that the elect shall take the kingdom, and that Yahweh Shai is going to reign forever, and that there's not going to be any wickedness, because everybody here in this world, they're all evil. And like if you could read this in I got it here in John 3. If you jump down to this is John 3 verse 19, it says, "And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil." And so because the people of this world, 2/3, or heathens, Edomites, their deeds are evil, and they're pretty much as wicked, just because we are standing boldless against those who have afflicted us, and preaching Yahweh Shai, that our deeds pretty much outshine theirs. And that's why they were going to try any and every way, anything, to try to stop what we're doing. But ultimately, you can't do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. Even them just trying to attempt this, it just further proves what we're doing is the right thing, because we were forewarned about these things. We were pretty much told to be upstanding individuals, so that when these charges come upon us, that the only thing they could really get us for is that we are reading the Bible, and we're doing what is commanded to do. When we're going out in the highways and hedges, and we're preaching what we believe with the scriptures, and the breakdowns of it is. So that's the only thing that you should really be charged against for in this ministry. So this precept here is in Philippians 2 verse 14. Says, "Do all things without murmuring and disputings, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of the Most High, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as light in the world." So we're supposed to be the ones who stick out like a sore thumb, in a sense. We're just literally sheep in the midst of wolves, but we're commanded to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Because you have to understand that you have to have faith in Yahweh Hashem Halashai, that He's going to guide you and protect you through any and every tribulation that comes up upon you. whether it be family coming up against you, co-workers coming up against you, whoever it may be. Those are just part of the trials and tribulations. And so like the persecution though, because you got little persecutions here and there, and this one right here is basically just like a very minuscule one for us to like analyze, examine, and be made ready for when the real persecution takes place. Because Esau Edom is working round the clock so they can get that great persecution, so that everybody looks at us like we're the problem, and that everything that we're speaking pertaining to prophecy isn't truthful, and that because he's trying to unveil that MOTB onto our people. He has to get us out of the way by discrediting us. But like I said, you can't do nothing against the truth but for the truth, because these words are breaking strongholds, and they've pretty much stopped Esau in his tracks. So now we just gotta wait till him for him to pretty much persecute us simply for preaching the scriptures. And here this is in Matthew 5:10. It says, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteous sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." And so this persecution is going to come every type of way. Like I keep mentioning family, because those of our household will become our enemies, because we like they'll say like you've changed or something like that. Like, you don't come around Thanksgiving dinner anymore. They're not gonna like fellowship with you anymore. Well, that's okay, because ultimately you're blessed for being persecuted, and because really everybody of the nation of Israel, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, should be on board with what we're doing. But of course, many are called, but few are chosen. So that's the sifting. If they really don't want to be a part of this, is because they don't want to be uh, um, like they don't want to walk on the straight and narrow. They would rather be with the multitudes of the world, with the broad gate. All right, so I'm gonna read just four more of these precepts. This is 1 Peter 3:14. It says, "But and if ye suffer for righteous sake, happy are ye, and be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled." So that's the mindset that we have to have. The only reason we should be like any type of tribulation from the people around us in this world is for righteousness' sake, for bearing our burden and cross in Yahweh Shai. All right, so another precept I have is in Matthew 10, verse 18. I'm actually going to start here in verse 17. It says, "But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues." So this is going to come in multiple scenarios. Like what's going to come at your job situation. Like the government's probably going to come to your house, try to take away your kids because you're raising them wrong. However it may be. However, Esau is going to want to plan this out and initiate his actions. We are still going to stand stiffly for the names of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And these situations are going to ramp up, especially during Jacob's trouble, because they got all these camps ready for our people, the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. And some of us may be in those camps for 10 days, but you're supposed to be faithful unto death, and the Lord will fight for you. Because if you pretty much you lose your integrity on the ninth day, well, the Lord is not going to fight for you. You're pretty much you let your hand off the plow, and you're not fit for the kingdom. But like so, this really goes into another situation where you got to think like how Job was thinking. You can't lose your integrity. So whatever situation it is, like you lose your job, you have a fallen away with your family, or however it may be, you have to understand that this is what it was written for us to go through, these trials and tribulations. We're supposed to take it cheerful when you're brought to a low state. But so I'm gonna read here Matthew 10 verse 17 again. It says, "But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak." So in that time, the Spirit is going to intervene, because there's going to be situations where they're going to bring us up to councilmen. You're gonna send the news station to us and record us, and that this isn't hasn't happened before. You've seen various members of Great Millstone even on Fox News, because they're trying to paint this image that we're just a bunch of crazy people, and don't listen to them about that MOTB thing that they keep bringing up, because they're just insane people. They're violent people. They're terrible workers. Their whole family hates them. They're gonna try to throw the whole kitchen sink at us. But ultimately you can't do nothing against us, because if you have Yahweh's blood on you, then all those things are just gonna go through you. You have to have the testimony of Yahweh. That's the only reason they're going. They should like antagonize you. They shouldn't antagonize you because you're a grimy person, citizen who doesn't pay his taxes and is just up to no good. The only thing we're up to is serving Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Alright, so the last precept I have here is in Luke 21, verse 36. It says, "Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man." And so those are the trials and tribulations that we have to endure. We're going to be scarcely saved, and so like people like that, they're going to have to keep this integrity no matter what happens. No matter if Esau Edom comes at you violently, or he comes at you stealthily, through like the courtrooms, like how I just read here. Like he's gonna bring you to the councils, try to put some sort of thing on you. And the only thing that you should be charged for is having this word, having this doctrine in your mind, and then believing that Esau Edom, he's the devil that the Bible speaks of. So besides that, like this video, I recommend you watch it, because think it not strange when these trials and tribulations come to you. But then when these things do come to you, like if you get an email from your boss saying what you're doing on the weekends, well, you definitely fellowship with the Akim, let them know, and pray to Yahweh Hashem Shai, so that he sends his angels to encamp around about you. So with that, I'd like to give honor and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash, and Shalom Akim.